Block question. So the pin bar only count when it rejects off a support.
Uh, ask that again.
So like when people say I see a pin bar, you could see a pin bar throughout a chart, but the only time that it makes good sense is when it hits a like a support line. Like say you show that pin bar.
Yeah.
Once it hits a support, that's when we count it going up. Like if it hits a support when it's going in like a middle throughout it doesn't really matter,
Doesn't
right?
matter. Yes, you 1000% right. So a pin bar is a pin bar, but it matters where the pin bar forms. The same goes for a bullish engulfing candle or a bearish engulfing candle. It matters where that bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, or the pin bar forms. So the reason why this looks like a good entry is because of where the pin bar formed. It broke resistance here. So this level here is a resistance zone. Why? Because if you come over here, and this is how you have to do your analysis, right? You can't just hope. You have to have a reason. So over here in this section, you can see that when price got here, it found it difficult to break up. Do you see that? This was January of 2022. And this is a weekly chart. So with the weeklies, the levels are going to be way stronger than if you're looking on a on a daily or 2 hours or 3 hours. This is a weekly resistance turn support. Do you see that? We are looking over here where I'm circling right here. Can you see it? Right here.
Yep, yep.
So price broke, but it couldn't sustain. Like it broke. So if I switch it to a line here, like a line graph allows you to see it even better with less noise. So you can see with the line graph over here, November 2021, it broke, but it came back down. It couldn't go up from that level. So that makes it a resistance zone. It cannot go through it. Price came down, tried again, March of 2022. It came to this zone and it dropped. It dropped and it stayed below that for a couple of years and it broke. So now that it's broken up, it's going to come back down to test that level. That resistance is now flipped to support. Does that make sense? When resistance is broken, it becomes support. When support is broken, it typically becomes resistance. Capiche?
Yep.
So the reason why this caught my attention was I noticed that price broke up here, right? Price broke up here. From here, damn, this MacBook. Okay, it broke. I'm trying. It broke up here like this, right? So the best way to trade is if it breaks, you don't enter. You wait for a retracement. So the retracement is this. Came back down here, right? And now it's formed a pin bar. So it's basically telling you that price is rejecting this level again. So it broke down. This is uh, a strong bearish bar, but it's followed by, I wouldn't call this a pin bar, the green bar, but it's a rejection bar. But these two bars combined is an inside bar. So these three candles, this pin bar, this green candle, and this red candle itself forms a pattern called a fakie. It's a fakie where the market fakes you out. The market, at some point, you thought it was going down. This pin bar at some point was very bearish, right? And then it rejected. So if we go to the daily, let's go to the daily and you will see. You see on the daily, it broke down here. Can you see it? Here's a very good example. This is what a fakie is. So you see what happened on the daily? On the daily, it broke down. So someone would have assumed that, oh shit, it broke down, it's going down, and then it fakes you and it goes back up. So you would have thought, oh, this shit is bearish, and then you buy a put, right? You may have made some money on the put, but if you held that put too long, you right back to break even or probably at a loss, right? Because you didn't cash out. So that's what a fakie is. A fakie will make you think the price is going this way, and then the market will manipulate you and flip it. So now I'm gonna get in with hopes of riding this back up to, let's say, 40. We at 37. So, I'll get in here 3707, 38, 39. My target will be like 40, right? Because that is the high. And because I don't have any other memory of it going past this, I'll probably try and get out under 40. So that's CSX. Does that make sense so far with this one? As you can see, it's been moving like this. So you want to study the, the price action, right? It went like this, and then it corrected itself like that. And then as you can see, it formed a pin bar at the pullback. You see that? Which triggered the next move up. So it did something like this. See that? And then it did this. Came back to that same level, this level here, this level here. It did that. That level came back, tried to go up, came down. So now we are over here. We are over here. And we are looking to ride it back up from here to potentially here, right? But it all depends on how long you hold it. You know what I'm saying? So if this is your projection, then your expiration should be like somewhere here, or here, right? At the bottom, you see May. We can even push it to like June to give you more time for this to happen if it goes this way. Make sense? Does it make sense, or you got a question?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Make sense? So next one, square. That's one of my favorites. Block. I mean, what you expect? It's block. Square block. Um, Square is crypto heavy. Behind the scenes, Square is very heavy in Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you look at their all-time high, 289, right? It came down here. Now it's at some sort of resistance here at this zone, 86. So we're gonna watch Square to see how it breaks this level, right? Let me go here to align. Do you see the resistance here? There's clearly a resistance here, right? So you don't want to just be buying just because you're hopeful. You want to wait for it to break because it hasn't been able to break easily. You see that? Every time it comes close to this zone, it struggles, right? Struggle. So it's a very solid zone. So if that zone breaks, right, we at that same zone, it goes back to all the way to here. May. So 2 years, this level hasn't broken. You see that 85 zone for 2 years, it hasn't broken. So if it does break, it means something very significant. So I'm watching Square, right, on a lower time frame. I may come here, 1 hour, look at the candlesticks and see what it's gonna do. Because the lower time frame allows you to see it tries to break, reject, break, reject. Let's go back and see, right? Lower time frame allows you to see how it struggles at this zone. So on a lower time frame, I'm going to be watching block to see if it breaks and closes above 85, 86. Somebody, somebody not paying attention.
Hey Pizzle. Pizzle, can you mute yourself, Pizzle?
I think.
Now it's Eldred's iPhone. Came on unmuted. Okay, it's muted. Thank you guys.
Yeah, mine wasn't muted.
Okay. So that's block. We on the same page on block. Everybody gets it. Like it's not a go yet. I'm watching. I'm gonna be watching. We're gonna do the right thing. Sit on our hands, wait and watch to see what happens above this level. If it breaks that high and closes on a 1 hour, we can even go down to 30 minutes, right? So we are watching. We are watching to see what happens here. We don't want to buy into resistance. You become a top boy. You want to wait, let it break, come down, tell you that resistance is now flipped to a strong support, and then write it up from there. Okay, that's Square. Coinbase. Coinbase, you already know. Like this is a solid one. Now the options may be a little expensive, but this is a solid one. Can somebody tell me why I'm saying it's a solid one? And I'm saying a solid from a fundamental perspective. Can somebody tell me why? And they got earnings too. So this one, we going in. I don't know about you, but I'm going in. I can't speak for you, but I'm going in. Can somebody tell me why you think I feel that way? Besides the fact that I've been making noise about Coinbase since $37, and I said it's going to 1,000. Can
That
you tell me why?
it's bouncing off that resistance with that engulfing candle, right?
Okay, but they also have earnings, right? They have earnings in May. And if you look at the crypto market, we getting into the point where people are talking about crypto more, right? So we getting into the bull market type of environment. So where does everybody go? Coinbase, Coinbase, Coinbase. So what do you think Coinbase earnings is gonna be come May 24? You think they're gonna miss, or you think they're gonna do exceptionally well the last quarter? The last 3 months, what do you think happened from, you know, December, January, February, March? What's been the talk of the town, right? Crypto. So their last earnings they beat, right? Coinbase went from 134, we all the way up here to 280. It's damn near doubled in price. If the next one beats, Coinbase can jump from where it's at right now to like $300-400. So the the options that I put on there, if you are looking on the watch list, I put a 520 call. That will run you about $340, right? I also put a 480 call. That'll be about $450. And they're all expiring on May 17th. Their earnings is on May 8th. So I gave it just enough time. But right now, IV is kind of high, but I feel strongly about this one, right? This is the 4 hour. This is the daily, right? It's at a high, but it's on a pullback. So as you can see, it went up here to 284. It dropped to this zone. Now we are down here. And I'm anticipating that it's gonna move up over the next couple of months. So this is fundamental analysis mixed with technical analysis, earnings, the fact that we know that crypto is kind of like, being resurrected, sort of. So chances are they did really well last quarter. So that's what I'm looking at. So does it make sense?
Yep.
So that's Coinbase. Okay. So we got 3. DraftKings. I don't be fucking with DraftKings, but I don't know. It caught my attention. Price action. Like I said, when it comes to trading, right? It's not personal. You plan your trades, you trade your plans. You trade what you see. You don't have to be in love with it. You don't have to be married to it. If the market shows you, you just put money behind it to find out if you make money or you lose money. And that's essentially what this is. DraftKings. Um, it did from here. There's a 2 hour chart, right? DraftKings came here. Resistance found support here. Tried to go up again, right? Resistance couldn't break. Second touch. Came down here. Found support. It's making a higher low, right? Third touch. It came here. It broke, right? So like I said, the best way to trade is not to just jump in. Let it break and come back down. Resistance turned support. So we came back down and we are here, right? So broke, dropped. Now I'm going to look to get in this zone. This area, it's not a fixed price. Like anywhere here, if I get a clean signal, a clean rejection, a bullish engulfing candle, a pin bar, right? I just need confirmation. I've already made up my mind I want to buy. So there's no question there. Now I'm waiting for confirmation. And that confirmation, I may find it on the 15-minute chart, right? I'm just waiting. Look, came down here, is struggling. So anywhere I can get in here and then target maybe 47 or 48. So that's DraftKings. That's how it looks on the 3-hour chart, right? Same thing, broke up, came down, chilling over here. Now we're gonna watch to see what type of candles form this zone. You with me? Picking up the game, picking up the game. Any questions?
I don't have any.
Does it make sense though?
It does to me. You make it seem so simple and easy, though.
Yeah, I mean that's how it's supposed. Like when I don't see it, I try not to force it, because sometimes you will find yourself forcing. How do I move this? Okay. Sometimes you find yourself forcing these things, right? And you don't want to force it. You don't want to see what you want to see. You just want to see what the market has painted, right? Even if it doesn't meet. So let me do a replay real quick, and you will see how it played out, right? Let me do like a 3x speed. So this is how it played out. Down, 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 down. Okay, it couldn't break. So this is real time. So as you can see, let me pause real quick. Did you see what happened here? Let me replay it again. Just watch here. Watch this area, right? Watch this trend line and pay attention to how price respected this blue line. So pay attention. Once I start replaying, you'll see price respected it. That means it's a solid level. So the next time price comes down to that trend line and it gives you a bullish engulfing or whatever, you know that, okay, this is a solid level to pay attention to. So let's do it again. So you see it came down, boom, it rejected, boom, right? See, came down, it hit it, it rejected. It formed a pin bar, which means this line here is a strong level of support. Because if it wasn't strong, price would have just broken down. Like it hit it here, it came up. Hit it here, it came up. Hit it here, it came up again, So. And then this level here, as you can see, it tried to reject, but the bulls came in and pushed it up. So now I'm waiting to see what happens at 45, 45.20, like here. 40, yeah, call it 45 even. So I want to see what happens at this level. I need a rejection candle or bullish engulfing or an inside bar or something to tell me that, okay, this level is holding. We probably going to move back up. So see, so you see how strong this red candle was, right? It came down strong, but what happened? It bounced at that level. Did y'all see that? Y'all see how clean that was? Let me run it back. Let me run it back. Watch it again. This time, let's take it from here. See, it hit resistance, dropped, came to that trend line, bounced, bounced again, bounced, bounce again, bounce. It broke, strong candle, drop, boom. You see it? It dropped, but you got to ask yourself, why did it drop with such strong momentum, but it didn't close below 45? We making sense? Are we making sense? Yes, no?
Kinda.
Making
I'm
sense
definitely
to me.
following you.
I'm following.
Okay. So that's my logic because it's a story. The market is telling you a story. It's telling you the levels that are strong, the levels that are weak. So if I'm watching here, what makes this interesting is that this red candle was very strong, right? Red from the top, it dropped, very strong momentum showing that the bears were in power. But once it dropped, and this is a 3 hour bar, by the way, this is not a 5 minute bar. So it took 3 hours for the market to drop from 49, damn near 50, all the way here. It penetrated and then rejected. Then the second candle afterwards, 3 hours, it formed a very small candle. Then the third candle, 3 hours, it barely moved. Fourth candle, 3 hours, it formed a sort of like indecision candle. But as you can see, they are all above, they are all about above the 45.0 entry. You
I
see,
like your daddy meatloaf, but I just can't figure out how in the world all the like the black eyed peas sweet, the meatloaf sweet. Well, Lord, I get diabetes from this food.
what else we eating?
Everything's sweet.
The
But I,
cornbread sweet.
Can
right,
you selling plates? Can we buy a plate?
I know. Yeah. What else we got? Cornbread,
yep, cornbread too.
green.
No, we ain't got no green.
Okay,
My
so
bad, y'all. I just joined. Let me mute up.
yeah, please. That's DraftKings, right? So we got how many? We got Coinbase, we got CSX, we got Square, right? DraftKings,
United Health.
United, that's five. So we got a lot on our plate, just like the lady with the mashed potatoes and the sweet, the cornbread and all of that. Okay. So Warner Brothers, WBD, Warner Brothers. Let's go from daily, Warner Brothers, daily. Let me go to weekly. So you see Warner Brothers on the weekly, we at support. Personally, I like trading from demand zones. I don't want to be buying in the middle of price, right? I like to buy low and sell high. That's how it's supposed to be. So Warner Brothers, as you can see, has been trending down, right? It's clearly down. So there's no question about that. It's down, right? It's down. So this will be looking for a breakout. So before you get into the market, you have to know what your bias is. What are you looking, what are you expecting, right? Are you expecting it to pop? Are you expecting it to continue to come down? They got earnings coming up on April 23rd, right? So perhaps it will break. If it breaks, it will be really nice because it's been down for a while. So this is when you can check their financials, do a little fundamental analysis to see how they are looking, right? But it's at a support. And the last time price was here on Warner Brothers, last time we were here was January 2022, right? Warner Brothers came down to this level, it popped. We are back at that level. Is it gonna pop or is it gonna continue to go down? We don't know, but that's what trading is about, right? You trying to figure out what's likely gonna happen. You don't know. So don't let anybody tell you, I know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. We're just playing a game of probability, and we're trying to put the odds in our favor, and we're using prior memory to determine what is most likely going to happen. So what's most likely going to happen? So Warner Brothers going to hit here, right here, right? Maybe it comes up here to 930, finds resistance and drops. Or maybe they beat earnings and it pops and it breaks to like 12 or whatever. Nobody really knows. So you basically have to decide what you think. So I'm gonna be looking at Warner Brothers here because on the weekly it's down, right? If you look at the RSI, it's down, it's oversold, right? It's Warner Brothers. So if I'm looking, Warner Brothers, who will be their competitor? Who'll be a competitor to Warner Brothers?
Netflix.
And who else? Disney.
Disney.
Movies, Warner Brothers, Disney, right? So let's look at Netflix. Netflix weekly. See, Netflix at some point was down there at that same zone. Where's Netflix now? I remember this vividly, right? This when like it dropped bad and everybody was like, Netflix is dead. Netflix is dead. And they changed their this is when they decided to um chase all the people with the fake accounts and households that have like one account, but the one household will have an account, but maybe 20 people are using the same account. They sharing it with friends, so they decided to take care of that, right? And the stock it went as low as 160 something, I remember, and now it's at 600, right? Netflix. Warner Brothers is down here. Let's look at WBD again. We're looking at the weekly. So you see that? So if they get their shit together, this could potentially pop up to 25, 15, whatever. Who knows, right? We have to take it in levels, but it's very oversold right now. So it's one of them ones to pay attention to. Let's look at Disney. Right? Disney, same thing happened. I actually posted this in somewhere, but I was making noise on Instagram about Disney. There's one Wall Street Trapper and Aristotle and all them newbie guys who don't know much about what they're talking about. They're like, Disney is dead. Like, how is Disney gonna be dead? What are you talking about? It's Disney. I live in Florida. I see it firsthand. It's Disney. What are you talking about? These kids go crazy. And same thing happened, right? Disney. So look, when you're doing your analysis, just look here, right? You have to look and ask yourself, last time price came to this level, Disney hadn't been this low since COVID. You see that? COVID low. Disney was at COVID low. Disney came down to 79. And you get the chance to see Disney again at COVID low. From its COVID low, it made a high of $201. Do you see that? So sometimes I'm like, what are these people talking about? I know we all have different perspectives, like, but still, this is fucking Disney. They own half of Florida. I mean, it's an exaggeration, but you get the point. So Disney here, right, came back to its COVID low. Please, I hope this is making sense because it makes so much sense in my head. If not making sense for you, I'll be mad that it's not making sense. Disney dropped from here to its COVID low. COVID low was when everything, you remember, 4 years ago, everything dropped. This as low as Disney got. And then it popped. Then it dropped again, came all the way down here back to its COVID low. And this is what I was telling everybody. Disney, buy a 90 call, 100 call, 135 call, whatever. Look at that. Exactly that. Exactly that. This I'm not a genius. This is almost like, to me, it's almost like common sense. You know, if you don't understand it, it might seem like, oh, wow, you are so good. No, this is like a no-brainer. It is like a no-brainer. You see that? And it's Disney. And they rehired their old CEO. So it was like, come on, what do you expect? And it formed a strong, look, this was an insight. This was a bullish engulfing here. It gave you a chance. It didn't pop, gave you another chance. So like the whole time I was watching Disney down here to see the price action. What story is it telling us? Is it telling us that it's getting ready to pop? Right? And it did. It popped, came back down, and then boom. Now it's on the up and up. And Disney can easily go back to its high. Easy. We making sense or we making sense?
We made sense.
We made sense, right? Shit. I mean, if you look at it like this, the trade is not too difficult, right? Like, all you need is to get in low, give yourself time, and let it cook. You don't even have to do too much. Good company, solid financials. They have a cult following. These kids go crazy. So it's like, come on. Anyway, Disney wasn't even part of it. I was just using that to compare to Warner Brothers. So someone mentioned Netflix, and then I said, let's look, right? They're in the same sort of like category. Streaming, movies, kid stuff, you know. And then I got AMC. You know how AMC goes. AMC is what made all these people rich on Reddit. You remember that? AMC might make a comeback. You never know. They got earnings May 8th. So I looked at a few and they are cheap, right? For $40 per contract, $4 call. So let's look. So this is what happened, right? This is my logic. We just using price action memory. We trying to see if something's gonna repeat itself, right? Right here. Last time it was here, it popped. It went from where it's at right now to $5. We back down there, right? Last time it got there, can somebody help me out? Where was the RSI? The last time it came down here, where was the RSI?
It was a little below 40.
Oversold.
Oversold.
Oversold, right? Clearly oversold. Well, we right there again. So, you know, what's gonna happen? It may drop, it may pop. So we got to look for factors to support why we think it's gonna pop, or is it gonna drop? Pop and drop, right? What's likely gonna happen at this level? Let's see, weekly. Let's look, see how it looks, right? Look at that level. Has it ever broken? Like, we go into 2020. So we had a COVID low. We are lower than COVID, right? on AMC. You see that? So like similar to what we were talking about with Disney, AMC, right? COVID. This is COVID. We are here now. COVID. We are here now. COVID low. Right? This is what the Reddit people did. Pumped it so high. People made millions. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying there's memory at these levels, right? There's memory. People remember. Price remembers, right? And it's never been, actually it's lower than it's COVID now. So either they have some internal shit going on or it's getting ready to pop sometime. And we gotta wait to find out, right? We gotta wait to find out. So AMC, I'm gonna put some money on it. Some degenerate shit. And it's cheap. So you know what I mean? You don't have to go crazy. That's where we at. It may drop, it may pop. You see what I'm saying? How y'all feel about AMC? If you ain't feeling it, don't worry about it.
That gap means something?
Yeah, that gap means the price. I mean, it could have been so many different factors, but from a technical perspective, something happened, you know, that had negative sentiments. So price dropped, right? Over after trading, price dropped. And usually gaps get filled. When a gap forms, at some point, that gap will get filled one way or the other. So it may make it back up to 8. It may go higher, but that's AMC. TSM. I'm in TSM. I'm sure a few people are in TSM. This is a subscription play, and this is where we at, right? And TSM is it's a solid company. So the market dropped. They got earnings coming. Wall Street is giving it thumbs up. So from fundamental perspective and technical perspective, it still looks good. It's just a matter of let's wait to see when it pops, right? I got into a 140 call at the money. It went up a little and then it dropped, right? So now I'm down like 27% I averaged down. And I've also bought the 210 call, right? In anticipation of them beating earnings. And I posted today on the Discord where, you know, I don't know if it was JP Morgan or whatever, they saying it's a buy and it's trading at a discount. And it is. If we look at, but the same thing is sort of happening with NVIDIA. So TSM, let's look at NVIDIA. Right? NVIDIA, same thing, went up, pulled back. So is the market doing what the market does? It's not something that is inherently fucked up with TSM. If that was the case, then we'll probably be a little concerned, but you know, there's another one, Owen, another semiconductor. See, they also down. I'm gonna be watching this. I don't like their price action too much, right? But they're on the cheaper side. So I'm watching that. Maybe down here at 72. I'm gonna see what happens at 72. If it gives me any entry, I may consider this. Berkshire. Berkshire, see, Berkshire shows you that you need to have patience, right? We got into Berkshire here. A lot of people, I had a 420 call, right? Expiring 328. Guess what? It was in the money. We got out earlier. Who was in Berkshire? Anybody on here who was in
I was in it and I don't want to hear.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
jumped
yeah,
out.
it's
Yeah,
nuts, right?
I was
Go
in
first.
Berkshire.
It's crazy. But that goes to show
Did it
you
drop?
with time, huh?
Did it drop after it went up? Wait, I can't see. Hold on. Oh, it's still up?
Yeah, it's up. It went past our strike now. So we would have
Oh,
been
Lord.
but you
We been
remember,
in the
Dropped
money.
after it went
yeah,
up
we
the
got
first time
in,
though.
it went up, and
Yeah.
then it was just wasting our time. And then look, so sometimes, most of the time, in trading or investing, patience is a virtue, right? But sometimes we don't, even with Snapchat, right? It's annoying me right now. And I know I'm not the only person because it's moving like, it's like, what are you doing? You're gonna see that the moment we get out, boom, Snapchat is probably gonna jump and be at 13. I was in Ford Leaps. Who was in the Ford Leap with me? No, not this. Ford. Who was in Ford? Who was in Ford? I averaged down, a few people averaged down. I was like, oh, Ford ain't going nowhere. And then boom. Who was in Ford or still in Ford? We had leaps, June and I think 2025 and 2026 or something. Nobody? Nobody got in Ford? It was
I did. I didn't. I had to pass on that one.
Oh, you passed on it?
I did because I didn't want to over leverage myself.
Oh,
I wish I was in the group then. I was
yeah, we got into Ford, and it was, as you can see, that like it went up a little and then it dropped, but we still stayed in. Some people averaged down, but now look, I think we had like I've forgotten the strike, but now it's cooking, so it takes time. But that's basically, oh, let's look at AMD. AMD, I had mentioned that 182 level as a resistance level, and it's been holding, right? Price gets there, it's struggling to break. AMD, you can see. Hold on. See, whenever we get to that 182, drops. 182 drops. Eventually, it's gonna break, right? It's just a matter of your expiration and your, whether you can wait it out. So
Hey,
what's
it's up
what's up with
$2
Microsoft?
overnight.
yeah, Microsoft.
Did you hear me about the AMD?
What do you say about him?
It's up $2 overnight.
No way. Is
Yeah.
it? So where's it at right now?
I just looked on Robinhood and it's showing at $2.36
Oh shit.
overnight.
Oh shit. Okay, AMD. But see, the thing with the overnight shit is it makes you feel good, then the market opens and then you be all excited thinking you're about to make money, market opens. Um Shit, Microsoft is up $2, 423. Wait, Microsoft is at 420. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's at 423 after hours. So, but like I said, man, they'll be saying one thing, market open. You know what I'm saying? You get happy thinking you're about to print money.
Hey, hey, man.
I don't even want to get carried away with that shit,
It
man.
be them be the ones you just go ahead and go up in the morning, and take it
Yeah,
out. Just
man.
go and get out. Just go
If
and
it
get out.
opens in the morning, I'm out. You hear me? So Microsoft,
I'm out. I'm out. I ain't even finna F around and find out.
what else? What else are we in? Or what else are you guys in?
Apple.
We're in Apple, right?
Yeah, Apple.
Apple.
Apple
Apple
been
lost on.
something, man. But you know, they got earnings coming. Apple is up a little bit. It's 170, almost 172 after hours.
It keep coming back to that one. It's up. It keep coming back to that 171.
The Apple too. So let's look. They got earnings in May. So if they beat, right? I mean May, April 25th. Either they're gonna beat or it's gonna drop. So with Apple, you know what I mean? You can buy, you can target, play earnings, right? You target maybe May, first week of May, May 3rd or something. And then you can do maybe a 171 May 3rd. And then see if they beat, if it pops, shit. You know what I mean? Because it's at support. This has been a strong support for Apple. It's been sitting there for a while, right? Strong support for Apple. It's almost doing a W. If it completes, then it's going to be a win. Win, 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 win. Fuck everybody else. See,
That
if it
sounds so
completes,
trash.
right,
But
then it might do something. If it breaks, then is going down. Um, what else am I in? Neo. Neo. Neo is such a fucking disappointment, man. Look at this shit. Neo just keeps going down. Like, what are you doing? You know? So Neo, I already accepted. I'm down bad and I just averaged down, so I'm a chill. What else? What else? So we talked about Microsoft. Um, man, Rumble, I did great on Rumble. I don't know about y'all. I know some people got in Rumble. We did awesome earnings. Let's see what happened. Yeah, they sort of like, yeah. So we sold and left a runner, and I got out of that too. So, um, what else? Lucid. I was gonna get into Lucid. I didn't get filled, but some people got filled and made some money. Um, Nike. Who ate on Nike? Earnings, it dropped. We got in, made a little bit of change. So we gonna see. Riot. Riot hit resistance here at 13, came down. After hours, how is Riot doing? Riot up 1.5% after hours. How about Mara? Up 1.8%. So we gonna see what it do. Oh, this doesn't look good. So you see this? It doesn't look good. You see the pin bar near resistance? That is not a good sign. However, since it's the weekend or whatever, we don't know how the market can open and it may gap up or it may gap down. But this is not a good sign, right? If you are bullish, you don't want to see a pin bar rejection at resistance. Usually price will come down. But like I said, being that is the weekend, we don't know how it's going to react to Bitcoin when the market opens. It may get up, but typically this wouldn't be a good sign. Clean Spark. I've been in Clean Spark for a minute since down here. No, right here. Yeah, I got in here, rolled it back up here, got in again here, and we did the 18 call. So Clean Spark. What else are we missing? I think that's it.
You know anything about a company called Upstart?
Yep, we got into Upstart in a few plays. Made some money on Upstart. Yeah. Let me see how it looks. Right now, I wouldn't get in necessarily, but we can watch it to see. Palo Alto, Nancy Pelosi did us dirty. Nancy did us dirty, right? But it may cook, right? It may cook this coming week. And plus, the unemployment numbers come out on Friday. Non-farm payroll release this coming Friday. So whatever positions you are in, remember the market is going to have a lot of volatility on Friday. So keep that in mind. Palo Alto, I'm gonna watch it this week. I'm gonna add it to the watch list because it did really terrible. It did really terrible. I lost money on this. I'm gonna see if it breaks. We'll ride it back up. What we got? What we got? What am I missing? I'm not in too many plays. Like I said, oh, let's look at Hood. I got into most of my plays that were profitable because I want to start the month off fresh, so I'm only down in Neo and O. Who was in O? Who was in O? So O was, see, the thing with my plays, if you give it time, it's gonna make money. Every now and then I might lose here and there, but most of it, like O was down bad, and then boom, it popped. Ford was down, boom, it popped, right? So from the way I trade, I don't be entering on the 5 minute or 15 minute. I use long term um perspective. So weekly, daily, 4 hours. So it may take time, it may take a couple of weeks, it may even take a month. But if you give it time, most of the time you will make money. As you can see, we got in, we did the 55 call, boom, it's cooking. Robin Hood. I've been put y'all on Robin Hood on Instagram since Robin Hood was $9 over here, right? I'm like, get in Robin Hood. I gave y'all the strikes, expiration, everything. Today, somebody DM me. They're not even in the Discord or anything. They just DM me. They up like, I think 600%. Something crazy. It's good to see that. Let's look at crypto Maker. Who got into Maker? Let's look at crypto. Maker was good. Maker went up, touched 4,000. Been making noise about Maker since Maker was not making any money, but now it is, right? I did this. I said, see, I just didn't draw this. I'm like, it will come up. I said it will probably come down here. It didn't. But you see, since 1600, it just keeps going, 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 going. Maker will likely surpass 10,000. Easy. Just based on its tokenomics. Easy. So it's a no-brainer. So with your long-term crypto, just keep on dollar cost averaging. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. The only way you go wrong is if you don't do it. Now, if you try to trade and be all active buying like some shit coins and trying to flip it, you're gonna be disappointed. If you stick to the plan, dollar cost average, let it cook. Look at what Maker did, right? Fetch AI, same thing. We got in 72 cents, up $3. If you took action, you made money, right? Solana, same thing. Solana making money in the up and up. Litecoin, I told you, Litecoin will probably touch $1,000. No, this LTC. Litecoin 109. You know, we supposed to be doing the Litecoin on sway markets. I ain't forget. Top of the month, we going hard. You know, fresh month, fresh quarter. There was a little bit of distraction here and there, so you know, had to regroup, clear the mind. But we on. We gonna be doing the damn thing. So, um, so pretty much the list, the crypto list, everything is cooking, with the exception of a few. ICP, right? ICP cooking, right? Got into ICP somewhere here, somewhere cook. It's all popping. So just keep on doing what you're doing. You feel me? Any questions? Did anybody ask any questions? Any questions?